You're watching Beyond Your Backyard now. I'm Erik the Travel Guy, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel while we are talking about the updated information on the Bahamas. Guy Britton is here. He is the managing editor from Caribbean Journal.
Guy, good to see you again, my friend.
Erik, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, we need to talk about the Bahamas. First of all, in your opinion, you've been traveling around the world, certainly in the Caribbean specifically. Why do people go to the Bahamas?
It's so close. It's so easy to get to in many cases. Well, the other thing is there's 700 islands, right? So you have so many choices. And then the final thing that most people know about would be a place like Atlantis or Baha Mar that have thousands of rooms that spend thousands and millions of dollars on advertising. So people are identified with that because they see the ads. Well, so the Bahamas has a bit of an advantage.
I was going to say, yeah, so they've got a proximity advantage. First of all, it's close, it's easy. They've got good airlift, meaning you can fly there easily, you can cruise there. Do I understand this correctly? You could take a ferry from Florida over there as well if you want to?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, from West Palm Beach, you can take one right over to Grand Bahama. That's only about 50 miles to west end of Grand Bahama. So the proximity is amazing.
But I think some people may be surprised even hearing that number of like 700 islands. Do people go to all of those islands? Because they hear a lot about Nassau, Freeport,
Right. But then there's a whole nother group of islands that's, known in the Bahamas as the Family Islands. And then we know them as the Bahamas Out Islands. And they are the smaller independent. There's about, I would say 30 of those that are, populated places, cool places to go, great destinations for fishing, for diving, and just for getting away from everybody, which I think everyone's going to want to do these days.
If you're really seeking a more authentic, that tourism infrastructure sort of folded into the landscape here, right? That sound about right?
Yes. I mean, infrastructure is not a word I would use to describe most of these small islands.
Right.
It's adventure would be more. So where the videos that we're going to look at today, it's all about this one destination called Andros, which is very close to Florida. And it's an amazing island that is intertwined with mangroves and limestone creeks that make it porous. There's 175 blue holes on Andros. That's inland, and another 50 blue holes around the surrounding area of the island. And it's some of the best bone fishing. So if you like that kind of thing, bone fishing, fly fishing, and offshore too, some of the best fishing anywhere in the world. And you've got what's cool about it, there's a submarine base there called Autek. And the reason they put it there is there's a 6,000 foot drop right off the edge of the island. So they can take their submarines and go right down to test them. That's and cool. That makes, there's sharks, huge sharks. It's an adventurer's, dream. And the place I stayed was Small Hope Bay Lodge, which is it's like summer camp for big kids, for adults. It's a fishing lodge, but it's more of an adventure lodge. So you can go do land adventures, fishing adventures, into the woods. They take you all kinds of places, or you can just lay on the beach.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Okay, see, this is why we're doing this segment, because I knew we had to, obviously you guys have been on the program, Caribbean Journal's been on the program before, because we want to talk a little bit about what you do. To me, there's no substitution for going there, but we also have a small problem in that, what's the status of the opening of the country as it relates to this pandemic? What are you hearing down there?
Good question. And you'll hear different answers. There's in the Caribbean, St. Lucia's opening up on June 4th. Let me look up on my board. Bahamas says July 1st, but even that is, tentative. They haven't really come out with an official statement yet.
Obviously, and people may not know this, but of course you're writing articles about that, and that is on your website. So people need to go there, and we'll put a link on ours as well. But what about the airlift? Is the air service
really good question.
The country's opening, or what?
Yeah, they are. Listen, the airlines want to get back in the air as soon as possible. As soon as these destinations open, there will be aircraft there because there's pent-up demand, there's domestic travel, there's travelers that people need to go there that have brothers and sisters and family, so there's going to be a lot of travel as soon as they open the borders. Yes, and the way to get to, the way most people get to the Bahamas, even the out islands, is through Nassau or Freeport, and they'll take JetBlue goes there, United goes there, American goes there, and then there's Bahamas Air, which is the national carrier of the Bahamas, flies out of South Florida, and then once you get to Nassau with Bahamas Air, they have the connector airlines to all of these other little these little islands.
Got it.
So, and there's also a lot of independent, like there's an airline called Makers Air out of Fort Lauderdale. And I think these guys are going to do very, very well because people want to isolate. They want to have maybe a little more social distancing. They don't want to get on a big plane. So you can do that. There's Western Air that also flies back and forth. So, there's a lot of options. Staniel Key Yacht Club in the Bahamas Out Islands has its own airline. So they bring, that's, sort of an omni-channel, if you will, because they're controlling everything from the time you get to the FBO in Fort Lauderdale. You're clean and disinfected, taken care of all the way till you get to the resort. That's what I think people are going to be looking for.
Guy, I knew this was going to happen. Now here we are. We're already out of time because nobody wants to watch us visit because I want to watch one of these videos. So which video are we going to watch here? What are we going to see here?
The most I have 4 of these videos, but the one I like the best is the West Side Adventure. It's an all-day thing. They put you in a boat. It's a fishing boat, but you go across the island. It's 35 miles from one end. So you're going 60, 70 miles in one day, and you go all the way to the National Park. You go past a place called Al Capone's Bang Bang Club, where Al Capone used to hang out back there. There's a deserted airport back there.
Oh,
you fish, and then they catch the fish, and they put it on the grill, and they serve you lunch on a deserted island. And then they take.
So we're going to watch that. When you come back, can we talk about another part of the Caribbean when you come back on your next visit?
Let's do it. I mean, St. Martin, Antigua, Aruba, wherever you want to go.
Oh my God, I got to get more sunscreen. Guy, thank you for this. Good to see you again, my friend.
All right. Good to see you too, Eric. Thank you.